My sister left the call active. I overheard Mom whisper, "He'll pay dearly, darling, or be forced to leave." I uttered no word. The residence went for $270,000. They returned from Japan, grins fading as the key failed to turn. A letter waited on their step. Reading it, they began to scream. Ever feel like you're the family's invisible workhorse? Always fixing things, always there, but never really seen? What if I told you I once overheard my own mother and sister plotting to make me pay? Not just for their bills, but for daring to say no. That night, everything I thought I knew about my family shattered. My name's Noah, I'm 28. Always been the oldest kid, the you'll figure it out child, the default errand runner. In my family, if we were a stage, my sister Mia, she was always the star, bathed in the spotlight. My mom was the director, pulling all the strings. And me? I was the crew in black, moving props around, making sure the show went on. Nobody ever clapped for me. My job was just to fix things. Leaky sinks, busted Wi-Fi, forgotten passwords, those dreaded late fees. If it went wrong, they called me. If it went right, oh, that was all thanks to Mia's gifts or Mom's wisdom. I learned pretty fast that keeping my mouth shut was a lot cheaper than speaking up, especially when it came to family. I worked at a logistics company, nothing fancy, but I liked it. Computers don't play favorites. They either boot up or they don't. Simple. My life was simple too, a one-bedroom apartment, a dented Corolla, cooking eggs, a budget spreadsheet I updated religiously. I wasn't tragic, just background noise. That's how I saw myself. Growing up, there were always two realities in our house. The one we talked about. We're a team. We share. And then the reality we lived. Sharing meant I paid, and they didn't. When Mia needed a temporary car at 19, I, of course, co-signed. 6 months later, she totaled it. Guess who took the financial hit? Me. When Mom fell behind on the mortgage during COVID, I stepped in. Just for 3 months, Noah, she promised. 3 months turned into 21. They called me generous. I called it keeping the lights on. By the time I was 27, I had a spreadsheet on my computer labeled, quite simply, not my bills I pay anyway. I never showed it to anyone. It felt stupid, but it was my only way to keep from gaslighting myself. Rent transfers, credit card balances, emergency cash, even Uber receipts from their networking nights out. The total in the corner. I swear, a cold dread would twist in my gut, so I just stopped scrolling to it. I couldn't look. Mia, 2 years younger than me, was objectively charming. The kind of person who could waltz in 40 minutes late and somehow make you apologize for being on time. She did marketing for brands online. There was always a new pilot project, a new manager, a new nearly made it deal. When people asked Mom about Mia, she'd glow. Oh, Mia's in partnerships. When they asked about me, Noah works with computers, she'd say, like I fixed the mall printer. That's it. That's all I was. Then, one Sunday night, everything cracked open. We'd had dinner at Mom's. Roast chicken, a simple salad, and a cake that proudly announced, "Congrats, Mia," because she'd hit 20,000 followers. Not a single word for me. Even though I'd just pulled through a brutal deployment at work, sleeping at the office 2 nights straight. While they clinked glasses, celebrating Mia, I was in the kitchen, silently washing the dishes. Just like always. Later that night, back at my apartment, my phone buzzed. "Call me back," Mia texted. I did. I could hear restaurant chatter and music in the background. "Hey," she chirped. "Can you just transfer $300 to my card? My bank's being weird today. It'll bounce back tomorrow, I promise." I sighed. "I can't tonight, Mia. Rent's coming out. I'm really tight." A dramatic, exasperated sigh came through the phone. "Ugh. Okay, fine. I'll figure it out." "Sorry," I mumbled, because I always said sorry. "Next time." "Fine," she snapped. Then I heard her laugh, a bright, careless sound, as she spoke to someone else. "He's being dramatic," she giggled. "Wait," I started, but she was already gone. Or so I thought. The call clicked, but it didn't hang up. The line stayed open, like a door left ajar. Then, Mom's voice, smaller through the speaker, but sharp as a knife. "He said no?" she asked. "Yeah," Mia confirmed. "He's playing poor again." I heard glass clink, a chair scrape. Then Mom's voice, low and chilling. "We'll make him pay, sweetie. Or he'll have to move out." Something inside me just went still. Not angry, just still, like the power cutting out and everything going utterly quiet. Mia laughed again. He won't move, Mom. He can't afford it. We'll see, Mom purred. He owes us, after everything. He owes us. I didn't say a word. I didn't hang up. I just listened. Listened to them talk about me like I was a credit card, a resource, an ATM machine. Finally, I just set the phone down. My kitchen felt like a stage after a performance. Too clean, too empty. I opened the fridge. Eggs. Almond milk. Closed it. Stared out at the parking lot, where a street light flickered. I didn't sleep that night. Not rage. No, this was something else. This was clarity. Your brain has a way of rearranging your entire life when you hear your own name spoken like an invoice. All those transfers, all those family dinners that felt more like loyalty checks, the way their faces would subtly shift when I dared to say, I can't. It all played back in my head. Morning came, a brutal, unwelcome dawn. I showered, went to work. I said nothing to them. But that chilling sentence just kept looping behind everything I did. Asterisk, we'll make him pay, sweetie, or he'll have to move out. Asterisk, that night, I didn't text them. I didn't send screenshots of their conversation. I didn't try to explain myself. Instead, I bought a thick, plain notebook. I wrote everything down. Dates, amounts, even specific phrases they'd used. Not to build a case against them, no. For me, paper is rude. It doesn't soften. It just lays out the cold, hard facts. The early pages read like receipts for a life I never signed up for. 3 years back, $1,450, temporary mortgage. Then, 2 months later, $1,450 again. Stimulus is late. Car insurance. I just set up automatic so you don't forget. Groceries till Friday. A dentist bill, $760, that Mia promised to repay when my brand pays my invoice, but never did. I remembered that one because I only had $780 in my entire checking account. I even noted the humiliations, those little paper cuts that just eat away at you. Mom rolling her eyes when I brought home leftovers from Sunday dinner. Noah's doing his budget thing again. Mia calling my perfectly functional car Grandpa Wheels. The time I said I needed to leave early, and Mom sighed dramatically. You're always so busy for us, but not for your little tech job. It was all there, stark on the page. There was one Tuesday I'll never forget. I'd actually gotten a bonus at work. I took Mom out to dinner, thinking, maybe, just maybe, this could be nice. Instead, she spent 45 minutes showing the server Mia's press and online articles, while I just sat there, my card ready, feeling invisible. Then, the property tax reminder for our house popped up in my email. Turns out I was still registered there from 5 addresses ago. Of course, I paid it. Mom texted, bless you. You are my rock. I saved that. Then, another text. Can you handle March 2nd? We're in a bind. That bind, I found out through Mia's Instagram stories, was a new TV, a tattoo, fresh nail fills, and a full-blown Tulum trip. Her stories showed collab, with an ocean view. Collab for 2, not 3, I wrote in my notebook. Just another truth. The first no I truly meant was tiny. Mia asked for $200 for gas and content. I replied, can't right now. Rent week. She left me on read for 4 whole days. When she finally did reply, it was a photo from a restaurant. A family dinner. I wasn't invited. I ate cereal that night and tried to convince myself I actually liked cereal. Around that time, Mom started using this looped sentence. We'll make it right when the house sells. The house. Our house. Dad had left it for us kids. But after probate, Mom's name went on the deed. I didn't push. She was the parent, right? I paid for years, pouring money into it because I genuinely didn't want her to lose it. All those memories, first day of school pictures, height marks on the laundry room wall. I thought saving that house meant saving us. But for them, it was just a cash out. A transaction. About 2 months after that gut-wrenching phone call, I saw glossy real estate cards on Mom's console. Ask yes, cash offers. Close in 10 days, they boasted. My heart sank. Are you selling? I asked, my voice barely a whisper. Just exploring, she said, not even looking up from her phone. She gave a little laugh. If I do, we should talk about Noah. It's not permission I need to give, I said, trying to keep my voice steady. It's the payments. We should settle up first. She gave me a blank look, like I'd completely missed my cue. Settle up? You paid because you lived here, Noah, she scoffed. I moved out 2 years ago. I reminded her, the words tasting like ash. Just then, Mia drifted in, chiming in with a smirk. Also, buyers hate tenants. Like she'd just learned some profound business lesson. No offense, bro, my hands were trembling. I could feel it. I went home, straight to my notebook. I wrote, "They think I'm a tenant of my own past." The injustice burned. The audacity just kept growing. Mia then asked me to co-sign for a downtown loft. For content, she claimed. I said no. My phone absolutely exploded. 17 messages in 2 minutes. You're selfish. Family helps family. You just sit on money. Then, more vicious ones. Mom says you owe us. We'll make you pay if you won't help. I screenshotted every single one, saved them in a folder labeled "While Calm." A few days later, Mom asked for my credit card for one purchase, fully reimbursed. What purchase? I asked, suspicious. Flights, she said. Mia got invited to Japan, but companions aren't covered. I said no. You always ruin opportunities, she snapped. A week after that, dinner at Mom's again. The table was set, unusually nice. Midway through, she slid a manila envelope across the table like it was a movie prop. We got an offer, she announced. $270,000. Mia added, cash. Close next month. My brain immediately did the math. Dad's low-rate refi, remaining balance, small net. Still 6 figures. We need to talk about what I've covered, I said, trying to stay calm. Property tax payments, repairs. Mia's smile curdled. You mean your little spreadsheet? Don't be rude, Mia, Mom interjected. Then, turning to me with a sickly sweet tone, warm sugar, we appreciate you. But this is my house. I sacrificed for years. I did too, I stated quietly. Even fair? She repeated, like the word was foreign to her. Fair would have been you staying home to help, instead of running off to your bachelor cave. I left because I was paying here and sleeping on a sofa. I shot back. Remember when you rented my room to your friend's son? For 8 temporary months. Mia just flicked her hair. God, Noah, you make everything so heavy. I picked up the offer. Agent name, close date, ASIS, stamped clearly. Mom squeezed my hand, her voice syrupy. Sweetie, you'll be taken care of. We're a family. How? I asked, my voice flat. She smiled, bright and oblivious. We'll take you to dinner in Tokyo. I laughed then. A hollow, broken sound. Like a tire losing air. Back home, I cleared my coffee table. Spread out notebooks, bank statements, screenshots. 6 long hours I spent adding up transfers, auto payments, Venmo transactions labeled gas, groceries, and 4. The 3-year total made me physically put my head in my hands. $38,412.55. It looked fake. It felt unreal. But it was real. And that wasn't even counting my time, just the cold, hard cash. I wrote the number huge on a blank page and underlined it twice. The next morning, I drafted an email. Subject, settlement before sale. I meticulously listed categories, attached PDFs, the grand total. $38,412.55. I'm not asking for a gift, I wrote. I'm asking to be repaid prior to closing from the net proceeds, with a simple memo. If you want to dispute a line, call me today and I'll bring the receipts. It didn't sound angry. It sounded like finance. Mom's response was immediate and oh so brittle sugar. How dare you reduce family to a ledger? Mia just laughed. LOL, you invoiced us, she texted back. Then the real estate agent emailed, a smiley face emoji tacked onto the end of his message. Congrats to your mom and sister. You're not on title, so no need to involve you. Mia, meanwhile, posted pictures of passports and suitcases with the caption, work hard, play harder. That was the hour I finally stopped being scared of being selfish. I started drawing up a boundary plan. This wasn't about revenge. It was about consequences I could control. I went through every single auto pay I'd set up for them and removed my card. Insurance? Gone. Internet? Gone. Electricity? Transferred to Mom's name. Lease guarantor? Revoked at renewal, clause 12.2. Certified letters went out. Copies meticulously kept. I even opened a P.O. box and moved my address. No more of their mail ending up in my mailbox. I sent one final, stark text from my number. From today, I will not pay any expense that isn't mine. No, love you. Just that. I also booked a therapist. The house officially closed that Thursday for $270,000. Wire transfer. Friday. Saturday, they flew to Japan. But the real breaking point wasn't some dramatic airport scene. It was at my aunt's living room, a pre-trip bon voyage party. Streamers, paper plates, a sheet cake. All the cousins I loved, and all the ones I avoided. Mom was holding court near the dip. Mia was there in a matching sweatsuit that probably cost my monthly rent. I walked in with a bag of paper. No flowers. Just copies. Noah. Mom exclaimed, loudly, surprised. You made it. I said I would. I replied, my voice steady. She leaned in, kissed my cheek, and whispered, we'll talk later. Not now. No. I said, quiet but firm. Now. 5 minutes. In the kitchen. Her smile slipped. She glanced at Mia. Mia rolled her eyes, but they followed me. In the kitchen, next to the humming fridge, with kids bouncing on a trampoline outside, I laid a single sheet of paper down. This is the total I've covered in 3 years, I explained. Mortgage, tax, utilities, car insurance, medical, food. I pointed to the number. $38,412.55. Mom sighed dramatically. Noah, please don't interrupt the party. I'm not fighting, Mom. I cut her off. Just facts. She crossed her arms. Fine. I asked to be repaid from the house proceeds. I continued. You sold for $270,000. After paying off the loan, you can repay me and still be fine. This isn't punishment. This is balance. Mia scoffed, a sneer on her face. It's just money. Family isn't a business. You made it one, I said, every single month, with just this. Mom's voice sharpened. We are not writing you a check at a party. I didn't ask for that, I said. I'm telling you the boundary. If I'm not repaid, I'm done. No more transfers, no emergency bills, no credit cards, no co-signing. If you can't afford something, you will not use my name to get it. Mia just scoffed again. Wow, big man speech. I placed another paper down, a simple memo. From house proceeds, repay Noah $38,412.55 by Friday. If not, $800 per month until satisfied. 0% interest. No fee. Mom looked at it like it hissed. You ambushed me. I emailed you. I reminded her. Twice. You leave Wednesday. Sign now, pay tomorrow, fly Wednesday. Everyone wins. She looked at Mia for support. Mia, don't reward this. This isn't about revenge, I interjected, looking directly at my sister. This is about closure. I won't be your second wallet. We carried you for years. Mom protested. I moved out at 23. I said. I paid my way. I covered your bills because you asked. You were paying rent. Mia interjected. Your mortgage? Rent is a contract, I clarified. This was me preventing default. Mom slapped the counter so hard heads turned in the other room. She lowered her voice, hissing. Put the paper away. We'll discuss when we return. No, I said equally low. We discuss now, or not at all. I won't drag this out while you're posting sushi pictures from Tokyo. Mia leaned in, her eyes narrowed. You think you have power? I don't want power, I said, looking her dead in the eye. I want a life. Silence. The fridge hummed. The clinking of the punch bowl from the other room seemed deafening. Mom pushed the memo back to me like a failed quiz. We're not signing. We're going on our trip. When we come back, we'll see how you're behaving. Okay, I said. She blinked, thrown off. Okay. Okay. I repeated, nodding. That's your choice. This is mine. I fanned out the copies of the certified letters, utilities transfer, card removals, guarantor withdrawal. If you miss payments, that's between you and your landlord. Don't list me as an emergency contact. I won't pick up. Mia flushed, her face turning crimson. You're putting our mother on the street. I'm refusing to be your safety net for Shibuya Crossing, I retorted. Mom's voice started to shake. All this help with strings. You're cruel underneath, Noah. It stung. God, it stung. But I took a breath. I'm not cruel, Mom, I said, the words heavy. I'm just tired. Just then, my aunt bustled in with a plate of pigs and a blanket. Mom plastered a smile on her face and floated out. Mia bumped my shoulder as she passed, a venomous whisper. Have fun eating your boundaries, Noah. I stayed there, amidst the papers. My inner voice repeated, Asterisk, this isn't about revenge. This is about closure. Asterisk, I carefully packed the papers. Then, because I'm still the kid who holds the camera so everyone else can be in the shot, I took photos of everything. The house officially closed that Thursday. Mia immediately posted a picture of keys in her palm, like a trophy. Mom posted a picture of the empty kitchen with a caption about new season. No tag for me. Friday, my bank alert popped up. Last property tax autopay, canceled by you. Clean. Saturday, they flew out. Lounge champagne, boomerang clinks on Instagram. I watched it all, then muted them for 30 days. That night, I ate leftover rice. Boundaries, I realized, are quiet. They feel like nothing at first. For 3 days, absolutely nothing happened. Work, gym, sleep, therapist. On Tuesday, my therapist asked me about my biggest fear, that I'm wrong, that I'm the selfish one. She then asked, what would selfish look like? I thought for a moment. Leaving with no notice, I said. You gave notice, she replied. Okay, I said, and I felt a physical weight shift from my ribs. Wednesday, 19 missed calls in an hour. Mom, Mia, an unknown number. Another unknown. Then a text from my aunt. Call me now. I calmly made eggs. Then I checked my voicemails. Mom's voice, frantic. Hi Noah. The electric is off. They said the account was closed. How could you be so irresponsible? This is mistreatment. Mia, equally panicked. The internet is gone. I had a brand call. They're docking me $500. Fix it. Mom again. I have a doctor's appointment. How will I print my forms? Then, an unknown voice. This is Mark, your mother's landlord. Call me about rent and the guarantor. I calmly emailed the landlord. I am not the tenant. I revoked guarantor status per lease section 12.2 at renewal. I will not pay on an account not in my name. Direct all communications to my mother. Polite. Firm. The agent who sold the house even emailed me. Hope your mother's move went smoothly. Move? She hadn't moved. She'd sold the only asset she had and just stayed in her rental because it was close to friends. Thursday, 12 more calls. Mia was crying, hysterical. I missed a brand call. Are you happy? I wasn't happy, no. But I also wasn't responsible anymore. Friday, a photo from Mom. A bright red, pay or quit notice taped to her door. 3 days, she wrote. This is your fault. I went to work. Reset a password. Ate a burrito. People were laughing in the break room about something else entirely. I felt this weird, almost lonely peace. Like coming down from a massive adrenaline rush, only to realize that rush was fueled entirely by other people's problems. That afternoon, there was a knock on my door. It was Mia. Puffy eyes, hoodie pulled up, rolling a suitcase behind her. I opened the door halfway. What? I asked, not unkindly. She nudged the suitcase forward. I need to crash for a bit. No, I said. She blinked. Are you serious? Yes. You can't do this, Noah. We're family. I can, I stated firmly. And we are family. That's precisely why I'm not doing it. Me making a bed for you just means you don't have to face your life. That was therapist talk, I knew, but it felt so much better than my old talk. She started crying again, mostly angry tears this time. Mom's freaking out. She said you'd help us. I did help, I said, the words quiet but strong. For years. She meant now. I meant then. We stood there in the crack of the door, the hallway smelling faintly of overcooked chicken from downstairs. A basketball thumped outside. I'll pay you back, she blurted. I swear. $100 a week. I don't want your money, Mia, I said. I want you to handle your own life. She stared over my shoulder, as if my furniture might suddenly change its mind. What do you want, then? I want you to stop believing I'm your plan, I said. Silence. She wiped her face. Mom said you wouldn't let us suffer. I won't let you starve on my doorstep, I told her. But I am not your bridge. She pulled the suitcase back a step. We sold the house for $270,000. Why are we acting like we're broke? Where is it? I asked simply. She flinched. The money, I realized, was already air. Tickets, designer bags, fancy dinners, Guilt Presents. They treated cash like it expired on Friday. Mia, I said, my voice a little softer now. I asked for $38,000 back. You told me to invoice you as a joke. Now you're at my door with a suitcase. She swallowed hard. Mom said you'd cave. I'm sorry, I said. I can give you names of temp agencies and a community clinic for Mom. I'll even help you set up autopay when you have income. But I can't be the income. She just stared at me, like I'd just shattered some unwritten pact between us. Then she turned her suitcase around and left. That night, I printed a letter, sealed it in an envelope, and taped it to their door. I used blue painter's tape, just so I wouldn't ruin the finish. 10 days passed. A cousin sent screenshots from Japan, ramen, temples, some ridiculous robot restaurant. The comments were all, "So happy for you," and heart emojis. No one posted the frame where the rent autopay was gone. They came home Sunday night. My aunt texted, "They're back." I made pasta. Watched a dumb show. I slept fine. Monday, 7:02 a.m. An unknown number. I let it ring. Mom called. I let it ring. A text came through. "You are sick." Minutes of silence. Then a knock. A frantic, demanding knock on my door. I pictured it. And yeah, I actually smiled. I heard their key turn, the deadbolt click against the doorframe. And then silence. Then the ripping sound of blue tape. My envelope. They tore it open. The letter read, "Mom, Mia, from today, I am not your emergency plan. I've canceled every payment I set up that wasn't mine. I've removed myself from obligations I didn't sign for. Your mail that came to me is at P.O. Box 412. Bring ID. The house sold for $270,000. I asked for $38,412.55. You refused. That's your choice. My choice is to step back. Practical. Utilities are now in your name. Instructions attached. Rent. Talk to your landlord. I'm not on your lease. I will not pay past due amounts. Health. 2 community clinics take walk-ins and payment plans. I called. They expect you. Work. Mia. 3 temp agencies. Show up at 8 a.m. daily. You'll get assignments if you stick with it. This isn't about revenge. This is about closure. I want to be your son and brother, not your wallet. If you want to talk, email me. Don't come to my door. Don't call 20 times. I won't pick up. If you want to repay, I'll accept $800 per month, 0% interest. Noah. My aunt later told me they started screaming on the doorstep. Not horror movie screaming, she said. More like cornered animals. A neighbor's door cracked open, then shut. A dog barked. Mia, apparently, kept yelling, "He can't do this." And Mom, for the first time, said, "We made him." None of that, strangely, meant anything to me anymore. For 2 days, the messages kept coming. "You're heartless. You'll regret this. Family is forever. You'll be alone. We raised you. We gave you everything." I replied once, by email. I won't argue by text. My boundary remains. And then quiet. First, a sense of deep loss. Then, relief. Then just space. It's been 3 months now. I count time by normal things. Meal prep Sundays, laundry Wednesdays, therapy Tuesdays. Oil changes when the light says so, not when someone else's chaos demands it. There are still ghosts, though. Odd-hour calls still twist my stomach. I just let them ring. I drove past the old house once. A new car was in the driveway, wind chimes on the porch. Someone loves it now. That helped, more than I expected. Around week 4, Mom emailed, her words small. "We're adjusting. It's hard." No apology. No ask. But also no insult. I replied, "Thanks for telling me. I'm glad the clinic worked." It did. I checked just once. Old habits die gently. Mia got a temp job. Reception, then dispatch, then a short contract at a warehouse. She texted me a photo of her first pay slip. "First check," she wrote. I replied, "Proud of you." She sent a thumbs up. She hasn't paid a single penny towards that $38,412.55. The email for payments is still quiet. That used to make me furious. Now, it just makes me sure I chose right. My boundary has to be something I can live with, even if they never change. People want twist endings, you know? Penthouse, a dramatic court scene, full repayment, some sitcom reset. None of that happened. The truth is smaller. And honestly, it's better. I stopped funding my own erasure. I didn't set a trap. I didn't deliver some grand speech on a plane. I wrote letters, canceled autopays, told the truth, and then I lived by it, one boring Tuesday at a time. Sometimes, I sit on the floor sorting mail, and I realize, no red alerts. No, can you just? No shaking hands while I type my card number, because saying no will make me the villain. The quiet is weird at first. Then it's good. I still love them. But that doesn't mean I have to let them spin my life. Love is a feeling. Boundaries are choices. You can keep one and change the other. If you're the family wallet, I can't tell you what to do. But I can tell you what I told myself. You're not cruel for closing your hand. You're not heartless for paying your own rent. buying your own eggs, or going to your own therapy. You don't have to wait for them to be different to start being different yourself. I'm not waiting for repayment to start my life. I'm not moving out of myself so someone else can move in. I'm done being a plan, and I will never let my name be a payment method again. Have you ever had to draw a line with your own family, even when it felt impossible? What would you have done in my shoes? Tell me what you think in the comments below. I really want to hear your stories.